This has now been 1 month into the Trump administration, and he is taking names. The biographer of Ronald Reagan is named Craig Shirley, and he said Trump's first 30 days blow those of Reagan's first and second terms out of the water. He says Trump is, quote, moving faster and better, and he's handling a different set of issues. The border was not an issue for FDR or for Ronald Reagan. The border is the number one issue, and polls show it with the American people. Close quote. I think the number one issue is the economy, but I get this point. He said Trump's got to deal with inflation that Reagan had to deal with, and he's got to deal with economic malaise from the Great Depression that FDR had to deal with. Trump, on his first 4 weeks, number 26.
In 4 weeks, our new administration has achieved more than most administrations achieve in 4 years. We brought our country back. It's 4 weeks. Today is our 4th week. It's the end of the week. We are now starting our 5th, and I think we've done more in 4 weeks, well, certainly than the last administration did in 4 years. They actually went negative. They actually went in the wrong direction. Together, we're going to be fighting long and hard for Black Americans and all Americans. We're going to be fighting for all Americans.
And regarding under President Ronald Reagan inherited very high inflation. He dealt with it by cutting taxes, by slowing down the rate of government, having a pro-growth agenda that benefited everybody and disproportionately, by the way, benefited blacks, as I tried to explain to Tavis Smiley and Cornel West back in October of 2011. Check this out, number 2.
Here's what I find puzzling, Tavis, about your analysis. I know you're not a fan of Ronald Reagan. You once said that Ronald Reagan, quote, tortured blacks, end of quote. Ronald Reagan did not have a specific black jobs agenda. What he did was cut taxes very deeply. He slowed down the rate of government spending, and he continued and accelerated deregulation policies that had been started by Jimmy Carter. The black adult unemployment rate fell faster than the white adult unemployment rate. The black teenage unemployment rate fell far faster than did the white teenage unemployment rate. Black businesses were created at a rate faster. The revenues grew at a rate faster, all because Ronald Reagan dramatically cut taxes, dramatically reduced the rate of government, of domestic spending, and he deregulated. This president is doing the opposite. He has spent money, he has taxed, he's threatening to increase taxes even more. He's imposed billions of dollars in regulations. And fast forward 2.5 years later, we got 9.1% unemployment. And during the Reagan era, Tavis, unemployment, in fact, was even higher than the highest during this Great Recession. So I don't understand why it is that you don't say the agenda ought to be what Ronald Reagan did.
The short answer is this. You're awfully good at this. That's why you've been doing it for 17 years. Nice try, with respect. But Ronald Reagan decimated this country. I don't know what America you were living in, respectfully, during the Reagan. He decimated America economically, in every way.
In what way? Give me one way. Give me one way.
The one thing that Ronald Reagan did for people of color was to support the earned income tax credit. But every other stat you cited, we don't have time on radio to go number for number, but every stat you cited vis-a-vis people of color does not measure up when you talk to the people of color who had to live through the hell of those 8 years of Ronald Reagan.
Wait, what do you mean talk to the people? I've just given you labor stats, census stats. These are facts,
Larry.
Tavis.
And when I get
unemployment
back,
fell faster in the black community than in the white community. It fell faster for teens. It fell faster for adults. It fell faster for Hispanics.
It's not true,
And
Larry.
you're telling me when you talk to people,
it's not true.
They don't like Reagan, so therefore
Larry,
the stats go out of the window?
Larry, your numbers are not true. When I get back to my office later today or tomorrow, I'll send you some more numbers. You know this. Numbers don't lie, but people do. The numbers are very clear.
You're not calling me a liar.
No, I'm saying numbers don't lie, people do.
You want to take it outside?
No, I'm saying the people who provided you those numbers put a spin on those numbers.
That was 14 years ago. He said he'll get the right stats for me. I'm waiting. I mean, I know the mail is sluggish, but 14 years? And again, that was Elder versus Tavis Smiley and Cornel West, who subsequently ran for president, as you might know. This is Cornel West talking about how Donald Trump is attacking working people and poor people. Never mind the previous 4 years, where once again the average family of four was paying $1,200 a month more for the same goods and services as the family paid 4 years ago. Where was Cornel West then? Number 32.
So I would just say to Brother Trump, I know that you're a gangster. Gangsters don't want to be concerned about truth and justice. They're obsessed with the 11th commandment, thou shalt not get caught, say what you want with no accountability, do what you want with no answerability, no responsibility. We are not just in conflict, my dear brother, but there is a war going on, Brother Jake. It's a war against working people, against poor people. It's a war against black people and indigenous people. And we have to preserve the moral and the spiritual center of what we do over against the gangsterization of the country.
There is a war going on. There's a war against black people. There's a war going on against brown people. And we have to fight against this gangsterization. Donald Trump is a gangster. He doesn't even care about people. Number 33.
Oh, he just transactional. He's manipulative. He wants to do whatever he can do to keep his base alive. And therefore he's going to promote a variety of different kind of programs that will keep them riled up and make sure that they focus on scapegoating the most vulnerable, immigrants, black people, precious trans, as opposed to confronting the most powerful, who are his billionaire friends, who is a ruling class that he loves to spend time with, and he acts as if he's in solidarity with those /don't call everyday people. We say, no, Trump, you're not fooling anybody.
Now, Cornel West teaches at one of the Ivy schools, and reportedly it's one of the highest paid professors there. And he lives in a very, very Tony area with a tiny percentage of black people. So who does he hang out with? And Chris Cuomo, he said, you Democrats, just condemning everything Trump does, it's not working. Number 24.
It seems like anything that Trump or Musk does, they have to condemn, and they have to condemn it on the basis of the people personally. Trump is a Nazi. Musk has apartheid roots. And to me, it just proves they haven't learned their lesson yet, that they should be in the better idea business. And they do seem like they're defending the status quo. They're just defending the establishment. And I don't think that's where you want to be right now. You want to be in the business of better. And they seem like they're still in the business of painting the other side as worse. And a little bit of that sounds like semantics or a rhetorical device, but I don't think it is. I think it reads to people as, listen, I don't like the guy either, or maybe I do, but either way, it doesn't matter. I just want stuff to get better for me and my family. Are you about that, or are you just about comparative advantage over the other side? And they have to find a better answer to that question.
Are you about trying to do something about inflation? Are you about trying to do something about gas prices? Are you about trying to do something about the cost of living? Are you about trying to do something about crime? Are you about trying to do something about violent, illegal aliens in our country, many of whom came under the last administration, some of them convicted of homicide in their host countries, roaming around our country? We don't know where they are. Are you about securing the borders? No, Donald Trump is a fascist. Donald Trump is a Nazi. Donald Trump is a gangster, and this is called the gangsterization of America. Is this all you got? Yesterday, we asked people to call up who have friends or families who have a renewed appreciation for Donald Trump. A number of you wanted to call and weigh in. I wasn't able to get you on, but call right now, 888-971-7243, 888-971-SAGE. Have your friends and family and coworkers reconsidered Mr. Donald John Trump? Thanks for watching these clips from The Larry Elder Show. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a moment. More thought-provoking discussions are just a click away, so stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.